How Chinese is different from English. Here are 15 facts that make Chinese the unique language. 1. Chinese is not phonetic. Take a look at this Hanzi. You can't say it out loud because in the Chinese language, the way we write and the way we say things are totally separate. An extra layer of puzzle for you. And if you want to learn how to say this Hanzi, you will need to know the pinyin. 2. Many Chinese Hanzi are pictographs, which means they look like the picture. Take a look at these two Hanzi. What do you think they mean? We do have more than 50,000 of the Chinese Hanzi in the dictionary. However, there's only 2,500 to 3,000 Hanzi that are being used nowadays. And amongst of all these Hanzi, there are 4% are pictographs. Those are the first 100 to 200 Hanzi that you should learn. 3. Take a look at these two sentences in English and in Chinese. I like fried chicken, meaning both the same thing. But what do you see as a difference? In English, there's a space in between the words. I space like space chicken. But in Chinese, we don't put any space. 4. We use pinyin to assist us how to pronounce each Chinese Hanzi. Remember, pinyin is not language, it's just a helping tool. The majority of pinyin are the same in English. However, there's one unique pinyin. Like the U with 2 dots. In Chinese, we call it fish with 2 fish eyes. Yu, small mouth, forward, yu sound. For example, in the color green of Chinese, it's not lu. Instead, the correct pronunciation is lu. Lu. 5. Another one about pinyin. In English, you have words like this. Night. K is silenced, but in Chinese, all pinyin are pronounced. 6. The simplicity of the Chinese grammar. Very good news. There is no tenses. I go, I went, I will go, I'm going to go. They're all the same thing as I go. The trick is, add on the time phrase at the beginning of the sentence will tell you what tense is that going to be. 7. Another simplicity about Chinese grammar. 1 cat, 2 cat. Can you believe it? There's no plural form in Chinese nouns. 8. The famous 4 tones for Mandarin Chinese. A very famous example is the ma, 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 ma sound. The combination of the consonant m sound and the vowel a sound are all the same in these 4 examples. However, there are some marks about the pinyin a. First, second, third, and 4th tone. An example in English is like saying the word record or record because you put the emphasis on different part, they mean differently. 9. Punctuation. Take a look at the end of this sentence. In English, we finish a sentence with a full stop in the shape of a dot. The Chinese full stop, however, is a tiny little circle. 10. Fonts or calligraphy. Different people have different stylistic styles in their handwriting. Here are the 4 common fonts for the same Chinese character. If you're a beginner, I strongly recommend you to choose 黑体字, simplicity wins. 11. How do you type Chinese on your phone? There are 2 most common ways. When you know the sound, use the pinyin input. But a lot of times as a Chinese learner, you have a Hanzi on site, but you don't know the sound or the meaning of it. You can use 手写, which is to write on the screen. 12. The specific terms for the family members. There's more than uncles and aunties. For example, your father's older brother and younger brother, they are not the same thing. And the older brother and younger brother of your mother are different from those from your father. Same rules apply for aunties, grandparents, and etc. 13. Last but first. In Chinese culture, we address people's last name, then first name. And in most occasions, we address people with their full name. Example, Taylor Swift in China will be Swift Taylor. 14. Learning how to write Chinese might be easier than you think because Chinese characters always carry symbolic meanings. Here are 2 examples. Example 1. Ming meaning bright. On the left hand side, that's a sun radical. On the right hand side, that's a moon radical. putting them both together meaning brightness and clarity. Example 2 is this hanzi meaning forest, 林. You put 木 wood and another wood side by side, combination into forest. 15. Big numbers with Chinese unit. First one, in Chinese, we don't say 10,000. Instead, we use one unit, 1, for 10,000. Second, we call a million in Chinese 百万, but we don't call 10 million as 10 million. Instead, we call it 千万. What about 100 million? 亿. And a billion in Chinese will be 10亿.